Hello and welcome to Lunatic Reviews!
Control.
It's almost November 18th, 2011, and some of you already know what that means. For those of you that don't, allow me to elaborate for you. Breaking Dawn. Part 1 is almost here. Holy fuck balls, Batman! Since it's almost upon us, I thought I would review New Moon, considering I already reviewed Twilight. And if you haven't seen that, please watch it. But be warned, it's my longest review to date. It's 40 minutes long. I had to split it into 2 parts. I did an audio commentary for it not too long ago. The vast majority of it, I was like, why is this review so fucking long? This time around, I won't be pulling out the book and complaining for 3 reasons. 1, that's part of the reason why the Twilight review was so long. 2, there weren't really a whole lot of big things that they changed. For instance, when Bella sees the bikers while she's out with Jessica, in the book, Bella doesn't actually get on the bike with the guy and go for a ride. As I said, not a really big change. Number 3, my book probably can't withstand that. Somehow the binding broke. Before we begin, I'm obligated to post a disclaimer beforehand. Do not continue this review if you are a die-hard fan of these movies. Desist watching if you believe that the world revolves around Kristen, Robert, and Taylor. Turn off this review if you refuse to accept that these are fictional characters and the existence of these actors does not influence the world any more or less than it did prior to this series. Also turn away if you are a die-hard hater, because I do enjoy these stories, even if they are viewed as terrible. Thank you. If you do not fit in the above categories, please proceed with this review. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Oh my god, the moon is disappearing! Fuck! Hello? Channel 5 News? The moon has disappeared! Are you not seeing this?
And in their triumph die.
Oh joy! More of Kristen Stewart's detached, monotone voice narrating. Get ready folks, because I guarantee you she's going to narrate the obvious again. God, kill me now. Hey, that looks like a completely different meadow. Wow!
Edward, don't. She'll see you.
Don't. No. Stop. Too late.
Fran, I'd like you to meet.
Happy birthday, Bella.
Thank you, Film Brain. So Bella wakes and Charlie brings her presents. What a cute little digital camera. Which probably costs a couple $100. Whereas in the book, her camera required film.
I don't know. Is that a gray hair?
No.
Wow. Paranoid much? You're 18. You can just die over it and nobody would bat an eye at you. At school, Bella takes a picture of her friends, who seem to love her rather conditionally.
Oh, good. Cullen's here.
And we get the grand entrance, which I seem to recall also being used in a Volvo ad.
I'm 109.
Maybe I shouldn't be dating such an old man. It's gross.
Could you sound any more detached from this scene? Oh, yeah, he's so repulsive.
Happy... Never mind.
I like Jasper. He's becoming my new favorite. In English class, they're watching Romeo and Juliet, and thank God it's not the 1996 version.
I hate being celebrated.
I just love how Eric is crying. Bella and Edward are whispering to each other.
I'm not the girl, Leah.
suicide.
Well, aren't you just a little ray of sunshine?
Why would you say that?
Just had to consider it once. I didn't know if I'd get you in time.
Thank you, movie. I couldn't have figured that out on my own. I needed the reminder. Because, you know, we kids these days have terrible memories. The discussion about him contemplating suicide once transitions us into the Cullen house, where we get Carlisle's backstory, and we learn about the Volturi.
Do vampires have laws?
We don't make spectacles of ourselves. And we don't kill conspicuously.
Yummy. They continue their ongoing discussion about changing Bella, that is until Alice intervenes. My savior, thank you!
Get an older woman, huh?
Wow, Emmett. You're an idiot.
You first, Rosalie. The necklace.
Hi, Killjoy! Nice to meet you. My name's Lizzie. You know, Rosalie, I think you've completely missed the point of a wrapped present.
Just a little something to brighten your day.
You've been looking kind of pale lately.
Oh, the human jokes never quit. Upon opening the present, Bella gets a paper cut. That's the worst paper cut I have ever seen. Since Jasper hasn't been around humans as long as the rest of the Cullens, he freaks out. Really? A paper cut sends him overboard? In the last movie, she was bleeding profusely, and yet he managed to help tear up James and set him on fire in the same room as the bleeding Bella before he left the room. And yet, here, a fucking paper cut sets him off.
Jazz, shh, it's okay.
Jazz? You nicknamed him Jazz? You may as well call him Boo Bear or Muffin. They then realize that it's no longer simply a paper cut. It's been upgraded to a laceration. Okay, did they really have to add the growling? I think one pathetic human being bleeding in a room full of vampires gets the point across just fine. Oh dear, Edward's brooding again. Carlisle patches Bella up and they discuss whether the Cullens are damned or not and why Edward won't change Bella.
So that's it? That's why he won't change me?
If you believe as Edward does, could you take away his soul?
Edward and Bella bicker about it more in her truck.
As long as I'm human. And the only solution is to change me.
That's not a solution.
Jesus, you don't even look real. And with that face and far-off gaze, you may as well have a neon marquee over your head saying, I feel guilty!
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
These scenes take way too long. Shit! I feel really uncomfortable watching this now. What weird music. When Bella comes home after school, she finds Edward waiting for her.
Come take a walk with me.
Jesus! Any intelligent girl would be able to tell what he's planning. But no, this is the girl that...
I'm designed to kill.
I don't care.
Yeah. She probably has no clue. It's funny how the producers were worried that Taylor wouldn't have the emotional competence for this film, being so young. They were actually thinking about recasting him, partly for his build, but mostly out of lack of confidence in Taylor's emotional range. They thought he wouldn't be capable to dig deep into Jacob's love for Bella, and his later contempt for vampires. After seeing the first movie, my mind was all on Kristen. Can she really let go? Does she have the capacity to pull audiences into Bella's bottomless depression? I do think she managed just fine. It's just everywhere else she fails. She fails at being tender. Even the most basic emotions she portrays robotically. And before you say, Lizzie, when her and Edward kiss, it's tender. Hardly. Most of the time, it comes off soaked in lust that borderline pornographic. And I know a lot of people call Twilight porn for teenage girls, and to an extent I would agree with you, but I saw clips with my brother and one of my friends. That borderline pornography made me feel a tad uncomfortable. And I'm sorry, but I don't buy anything that Kristen does. She either doesn't give enough, or she gives too much. She struggles trying to find that middle balance. I knew she could handle the zombie aspect of Bella's comatose state, because that's pretty much what she does all the time. But it's the blood-curdling screams in the middle of the night that I was concerned about.
Carlisle's supposed to be 10 years old in the looks. People are starting to notice.
I've got to think of something to say to Charlie.
Don't be stupid, you know where this is going.
When you say we,
I mean my family and myself.
Apparently you don't have the same sentiment for Bella as your father does.
Bella's with Edward. She's part of this family now. We protect our family.
I belong with you.
I don't believe you! Can you imagine if Robert Pattinson broke up with her in real life? Kristen, I'm breaking up with you. You are so fucking boring. No. Don't leave, please.
I don't want you to come.
You don't know me.
God, she makes me want to rip my ears off. This whole performance is so stilted and stiff. Robots would be better substitutes. Robots would emote better.
Changes things.
All the stupid remarks.
But if it's not too much to ask, can you just promise me something?
You're breaking up with me? And you want me to do you a favor? Yeah, okay. Would you like me to mow your lawn and water your plants while you're away as well?
You're just not good for me.
I'm good enough for you.
No. You added a word. He means you ruined his life. Crying about him being a vampire. Constantly having to be saved. Wanting to become a vampire without second thought of what you'd really be giving up. He's saying you are a poisonous locust, and if he doesn't leave you, you'll bring an unhealthy supernatural plague to this town.
Someone's creating an army.
An army of vampires. They're coming here.
Oh, fuckballs. Nice time for you to leave when you haven't even disposed of Victoria yet. Bella tries to follow to no avail. She trips in a really stupid way. Derp. But I guess that suits Kristen Stewart's Bella. So she blacks out and she's saved by Sam. Charlie has a search party looking for her, or should I say standing around outside of his house. Seems like Sam is the only one looking. I actually like Jacob's hair like this. Time elapses and Bella is comatose. She has horrific dreams, or nightmares, which weren't even specified in the book, so I wouldn't even begin to be able to imagine what she was dreaming.
It's like a huge hole has been punched through my chest.
Once again, thank you for stating the obvious, movie. You know who I really feel for in all of this, though? Charlie. Imagine your daughter hurting this much that her depression puts her in a comatose state and not knowing what to do to help her.
That's it. You're going to Jacksonville. Live with your mother.
And Bella assures him that she's going to hang out with friends again.
I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow.
She calls Jessica and they go to see a movie. And I love how they're supposed to be like really close friends, but they've pretty much disposed of each other. Oh my god, shut up!
Your depression thing, I get it. I'm totally worried.
Oh yes, your heartfelt concern is just bleeding through my screen. Bella discovers that if she approaches a dangerous situation, she'll see Edward. So, what does she do? She obtains 2 broken down bikes and takes them to Jacob.
I saved it from the junkyard.
Actually, she bought them from someone in town. If she merely salvaged them, then how the hell did she get them onto her truck? Bonding occurs between Bella and Jacob, but still Bella has nightmares.
Of course, what do I know? I'm just a terminal bachelor. Famous ladies man.
Oh, he really does get the best lines. I love Charlie.
If I told you I couldn't have fixed these bikes, what would you have said?
I would say that that's really too bad. We're just gonna have to find something else to do.
You're lying. You only went to Jacob because you knew that he could fix the bikes. And you want to get your Edward fix. Even now, after knowing and becoming close to Jacob, you're still thinking about Edward. You're a leech, and you're just using him. Bella spots Sam and his friends cliff diving and learns that it's a rush. Of course, she logs that away for later. Jacob and Bella take the bikes for a spin, and Bella sees Edward, of course. I suppose if I'm going to nitpick, then I should probably mention that in the book, she only heard Edward. Apparently, filmmakers felt that would not suffice with the Edward fanatics, so they physically placed him in these scenes. Having regained some human-like behavior, that's a stretch, Bella rejoins her friends, although they treat her more like an alien. Don't all swoop in at once now! And Mike only cares because he thinks he has a shot in hell with Bella.
I was just wondering if you wanted to go see a movie with me.
You're cute when you think of delusional thoughts like that.
We could check out Love Spelled Backwards is Love.
How about Face Punch?
What great movie titles. Then again, Love and Other Drugs, Crazy Stupid Love, and Sucker Punch aren't phenomenal titles either. Bella, being the oblivious brick wall that she is, can't tell that Mike is coming on to her, so she invites the rest of the group.
Movie night with Bella.
What is your fucking problem? Bella also invites Jake, and Mike seems so thrilled.
Are you even old enough to see this movie?
Rather hostile towards Jacob, even though Jacob did nothing to deserve it.
Jessica bailed.
Bitch.
Angela got the stomach flu, so Eric's taking care of her.
How sweet.
Put your gun down, or I'm gonna blow your freaking head off. Both of you. Put both of your guns down, or I'm gonna blow both of your freaking heads off.
Wow. The acting in that movie sounds worse than this one. Oh, that's gonna go totally over her head.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop up.
Fucking pussy.
I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah, this is where he becomes an arrogant asshole and loses my interest entirely.
I don't want you to.
Yeah, just wait till Edward returns, then see how you feel.
I know what he did to you. I would never, ever do that.
You liar! You're a man, aren't you? You have a penis, don't you? How is it that this emotionless, selfish, brain-dead girl gets 3 guys chasing after her? And how does she manage to attract all of this supernatural shit? Vampires, werewolves, what's next, witches and ghosts? Jacob begins to ignore her.
Jake, your dad says you have mono?
It's me again. I'm sorry about what I said at the movie theater.
Jacob, please. Call me.
And so she goes to confront him.
I thought you were too sick to come outside. Or pick up the phone when I call.
We can't be friends anymore. It's not you.
It's not you, it's me, right?
She then returns to the meadow and hopes to see Edward again. Instead, she finds Laurent.
Do the Cullens visit often?
Why?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
I better.
Sweetheart, this is Kristen Stewart we're talking about. This is the best we're gonna get from her.
Victoria won't be happy about my killing you, but I can't help myself. You are so mouth-watering.
No, she isn't. Nothing about her strikes me as mouth-watering. Before Laurent can attack, the wolves appear. Puppies! They aren't actually werewolves since they can transform back and forth on command and are aware of who they are and can distinguish loved ones. Aww, I just want to pet him and cuddle with him. He's so cute. Jake visits Bella in the middle of the night, trying to tell her that she needs to figure it out, because he is forbidden to tell.
It's not something I can just run away from.
Technically it is. It was brought on by the presence of vampires. You leave, no more vamps, no more problem. Bella dreams about the story that he told her in the last film. When she confronts the pack, all is revealed. Jake comes to the rescue. At Sam's house, we meet his fiancée, Emily. Apparently, Sam lost his temper once, and Emily was standing too close. Isn't that how most domestic violence cases begin?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry for almost murdering you, just for slapping me. Bella and Jake go for a walk, and Bella turns into the biggest fucking hypocrite.
Well, can't you find a way to just stop? I mean, it's wrong.
You! The girl who wants to be a vampire is telling a werewolf that he's not right.
I was born this way, I can't help it.
Hit it, Gaga! Bella continues to narrate the obvious while Charlie and a search team hunt down the wolves that Bella told Charlie about.
Dad, I saw them.
What's the matter?
In the woods. They're not bears.
What do you mean in the woods? Belle, what the hell were you doing out in the woods?
They're wolves. I mean, they're like huge wolves.
Bella goes to cliff dive. Harry Clearwater spots Victoria and has a heart attack. I love that shade. It's so much better than the almost blonde from the first movie. Victoria disappears in the ocean. The tide pulls Bella. She sees Victoria, overreacts, knocking herself out. Jake saves her, tells her that Harry died. Jake drives Bella home, tries to kiss her. He smells a vampire, and Bella spots Carlisle's car. Alice! Evidently Alice can't see the wolves, so if Bella is with one...
I didn't see you get pulled out of the water either. I can't see past you and your pack of mutts.
Don't get me upset.
Things are gonna get very ugly.
I have to. I'm contractually obligated.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You're gonna come back, right?
As soon as you put the dog out.
Favorite line ever. Jake and Bella almost kiss. Again. Jake answers the phone. It's Edward. And then Bella and Alice are forced to head out to try and stop Edward from being emo. Jake begs Bella to stay.
I'm afraid your particular gifts are too valuable to destroy. We would be delighted to utilize your skills.
Jesus, Edward, you look like shit.
Gonna refuse him. So he's gonna make a scene. Show himself to the human. Noon, when the sun's at its height.
Somehow Bella manages to run through a city she's never been in with like a minute to spare, stopping Edward before he reveals himself in broad daylight.
I lied. I had to lie. You believe me so easily.
That's right. I said you're a stupid, naive little bitch.
Arrow sent me to see what was taking so long.
Damn, vampires are so impatient. It's so fucking funny to me. And they're all so serious. Ara becomes fascinated by Bella being immune to the vampires with mental talents, well, except Alice's.
I would love to see it. You are an exception to my gifts as well. Interesting. Let us see if she is immune to all our powers. Shall we, Jane?
Before Jane can try her powers on Bella, Edward interferes because Jane has the ability to inflict instant pain onto her victims, telepathically.
Stop! Just stop hurting him, please! Please!
So awkward. And the emotion reaction feels forced, like someone had to poke her continually to get it out of her. Mass confusion of a battle ensues, when finally...
Please! No, please!
Okay, even though they felt a touch whiny, it still felt more real than anything else she's tried to convey in this film.
Kill me! Kill me! Not him!
Before Aro can kill Bella, Alice shows him that Bella will be a vampire eventually. It's fucking comical! They're supposed to be hunting! But instead they're running glamorously through the woods like it's a fucking perfume commercial.
Remember. Eternity, Calvin Klein.
I would advise that you follow through on your promise soon. We do not offer second chances.
And to think that's the kid from Sweeney Todd.
I'll steal you, Joanna.
What a voice.
The only reason I left was because I thought I was protecting you.
Hey, that's what it says on my shirt!
To have a chance at a normal, happy life.
Oh yeah, way normal. And exceedingly happy. Edward hides and
you're grounded. For the rest of your life.
Edward tries to work his way out of the topic of changing Bella.
There are always ways to keep the Volturi in the dark.
But of course, she won't have any of it.
No.
They go to the Cullens and take a vote on whether she should be changed or not.
I vote yes. It would be nice to not want to kill you all the time.
I love you, Jasper. Everyone votes against Edward except Rosalie.
This isn't a life I would have chosen for myself. And I wish that there had been someone to vote no for me. So no.
On their way back, they run into Jacob. Almost literally. Jacob and Edward practically duke it out. We're reminded of the treaty.
If any of them bites a human, the truce is over.
That's Jacob's way of keeping Bella human. Soon as Jacob retreats, Edward gives Bella his one and only condition.
Marry me, Bella.
I don't really have a final verdict on this one, but as time goes on, I'm realizing that I'm growing out of these movies a bit. Kristen just gets on my nerves more and more as the series progresses. And when I look at movies like this to critique them, I realize the acting is quite annoying. Something that doesn't faze you if you're really excited about these movies or you're a super fan. I mean, I enjoy the films as they go on, but I would still like to murder Kristen Stewart very badly. It pains me immensely when actors are put on a pedestal for being such great talents when in fact they're boring and monotone, or one note. Kristen only has like 2 levels to her, and neither of them really impress me. In the small seconds that she does begin to impress me, it's taken away just as fast. She will never win an Oscar or achieve anything substantial, and yet she is now on the Walk of Fame. This saddens me. But I guess I can breathe a sigh of relief, because as of yet, Justin Bieber has not been given a star or a foot/handprint in concrete. Thank you, Jesus. Until next time.
'Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind.